In this video, we will demonstrate the procedures for installing Aspecta floating floor with the DropLock 100 installation profile. Among its many advantages, it offers a fast and easy installation even over subfloors with minor imperfections. Aspecta floating floors with DropLock 100 must be allowed to expand and contract freely and should never be glued, nailed, or fastened to the substrate in any way. The first step toward an outstanding installation is careful preparation. Follow these pre-installation steps for best results. First, verify that all material to be installed is from the same run. Minor shade variations within the same run number are normal. However, installing material from different runs across large expanses is not desirable. Next, turn on the HVAC at least 1 week prior to installation. Room temperature should be maintained between 50 and 100 degrees Fahrenheit, 10 and 38 degrees Celsius for at least 48 hours prior to installation. Next, confirm the substrate is suitable for use with your Aspecta DropLock 100 floor and perform the appropriate moisture checks. Concrete substrates must be tested for relative humidity or calcium chloride and pH. Test results must not exceed 85% relative humidity or RH. The calcium chloride test for moisture must be no more than 8 pounds per 1,000 square feet in 24 hours MVER, moisture vapor emission rating, and pH tests for alkalinity levels should register between 7 and 9. Wood substrates should be checked using an invasive moisture meter even if no obvious sign of moisture is present. Moisture levels must not exceed 14%. Next, check the substrate for level. Substrates must be sturdy, sound, and flat within 1/8 of an inch within a 6-foot radius or within 3/16 of an inch within a 10-foot radius. In addition, the substrate should not slope more than 1 inch per 6 feet in any direction. If necessary, fill large cracks or voids with cementitious leveling and patching compound. When installing over ceramic tile in commercial applications, grout lines must be filled. When carpet or vinyl has been removed, old adhesives must be scraped up, skim-coated, or encapsulated, and left so no ridges or puddles are evident, and what remains is a smooth, thin film. Wood door casings should be undercut to allow the flooring to fit neatly underneath. Do not cut metal door casings. Cut flooring around them, leaving a 3/8 inch expansion space. Finally, sweep and vacuum the entire subfloor to remove all debris and dust, and you're ready to begin. For commercial applications, it is recommended acclimating the flooring for 48 hours prior to installing. Place unopened cartons in stacks of no more than 3 high and at least 4 inches apart, away from heating and cooling ducts and direct sunlight. Maintain the room temperature between 50 and 100 degrees Fahrenheit and keep the humidity level between 40 to 60% before, during, and after installation. Install flooring by first determining your starting wall and setting spacers to create the required expansion space between the planks and the wall. These will remain in place until installation is complete. Installation will begin from left to right, beginning in the left corner with the long groove edge facing you and the tongue side facing the wall. Position the first plank in front of a spacer a few inches from the starting wall. For planks, the end joints from row to row should be staggered randomly a minimum of 6 inches apart. Tiles should be staggered in a brick-laid fashion, the stagger equal to half of a tile. Cut the first plank in the second row to 1/3 its length before installing it. Insert the long tongue edge into the long groove of the first plank. Make sure there are no gaps and tap into place using a tapping block. Installation alternates back and forth between rows 1 and 2 for the first 2 rows only. Insert the long side of the second plank in the second row. Then slide it until the short tongue touches the short groove on the first plank of the second row. Press into place and tap the short joint with a lightweight dead blow hammer. Then square the joint by tapping the long edge of the plank using the tapping block. Position the long groove of a full plank into the tongue of the second plank in the second row. Then press, tap, and square as before. Repeat the same installation pattern on row 1 and 2 until you reach the opposite wall and cannot install another full plank. Cut the pieces to fit, being sure to maintain the expansion gap, and install as before. Then move the entire assembly against the spacers on the starting wall. Install the remaining flooring 1 row after the other. Always press, tap, and square as you go, and maintain the required stagger throughout the install. Measure and cut the final row of planks to fit along the wall and use a pull bar to lock the long edges together. Do not use the pull bar on the short edges. After all planks are installed, remove the spacers and cover the expansion gap with cove base or trim, being sure not to trap or pin down the floor. Please note that in high moisture areas, the expansion space may be filled using premium waterproof 100% silicone caulk. For more information, visit aspectaflooring.com.